So I've got several projects sort of in the works at the moment, but nothing quite ready to release as a video. So I thought I'd make a little quick Jabba collection pickups video about some of the things that I've gotten in the last few, well, weeks or so. Now, I've already talked about this item right here in front of me. This is the Jabba Wookiee urban toy. It's basically a statue by the artist Ryca, otherwise known as Ryan Callanan. And this is definitely one of my favorites. It's really well executed and it's funny. When I first found out about this, I was very interested to see that the same artist had made another Jabba-themed figure or statue, if you will, and kind of was on the lookout for one of those, and I managed to find one since I made the video about this one, so I wanted to kind of introduce that to you today. Let's take this out and bring that in here. We're going to have to adjust the camera a little bit, I think. This is, as you can see, heavyweight champion of the galaxy, Ryca Jabba Hutt, although only one T on the Hutt there. Naughty, naughty. This is a very, very interesting piece because at first when I saw it, I thought maybe it was just one of these things where they take an actual like vintage Jabba and kind of add stuff onto it. But this is actually a complete casting of the Jabba figure, the vintage Jabba, that has been done in resin, and then he's sculpted all these different parts on it. Now, it's a little hard to see because of this, blister pack that he's in, and I don't want to take him out of the blister because it would kind of ruin the card, although it is tempting, to be honest with you. But you can see that he's, wearing a boxer's outfit. He's got the gloves and the trunks and whatever this headgear is. And I think it's really well done. I thought it was pretty funny. You can see there's Jabba in the background. And on the back we can see it says Ryca Pharmaceuticals, which is sort of his brand for the artist there, and it's signed as well. 1 out of 5. I think he did a couple of different variations of this, though. This was, I believe, released as a convention exclusive. I think he also did a blue version. And he did say to me when I talked to him about the Jabba Wookiee piece that he might be doing another version of this for another convention later on. So we'll see if that does come to pass. But I'm glad I was able to find one of these. Next up, we have kind of a similar piece, at least in in terms of its whimsical nature, I suppose you'd say. This is also from a UK-based creator. The previous one, Ryca, is also from the UK. This is made by Spitball Toys, and they are, well, I just came to know them through Instagram, basically, but they're making various figures, kind of, custom toys, urban toys kind of thing. As you can see, it says, "Ain't got time for no Jibba Jabba." And, if you can't tell, I'll show you it out of the package in just a second. But this is based on a kind of a mashup between Mr. T and Jabba the Hutt, which is quite something. You noticed here it says on the Jibba Jabba, the BA is in sort of an American flag. His most famous character was B.A. Baracus from the A-Team, so that's appropriate there. On the bottom it says, "Warning, opening package may induce overwhelming amounts of pity." Of course, even before this Jibba Jabba business, which was kind of a later catchphrase of Mr. T's, he had the catchphrase, "I pity the fool." And, that was kind of his more famous one, actually. When I think of him, I definitely associate that with him. Now, I don't know if not everyone is probably even familiar with who Mr. T is, but when I was a kid, he was kind of a big deal. I used to watch him on the A-Team, and he would, he even had some success beyond that because he had his own cartoon show and stuff like that. So it's kind of incredible that a guy looking the way he does, he became kind of this wholesome icon in some sense, but it's also pretty cool. On the back, nothing except an autograph. Now, this bubble here which, you know, he has custom made himself, is just attached with some glue dots, so it's possible to take it off without really harming anything. So that's what I'm going to do. In fact, I think I'm going to display this outside of the package, most likely, just so it's easier to see. So I'm going to take that off. Let's see if I can get a little more light on the subject. There he is. Now, as I understand it, the previous ones that I showed you are kind of all traditionally made with resin and molds and things like this, but this one here is 3D printed. If we can get it to focus, there we are. I think it's really quite a good job that he's done here, doing you know, a model of Mr. T as B.A. Baracus. This is actually an action figure, so he's got articulated arms and also an articulated torso. I don't think the head moves. I'm not going to try. It doesn't look like it would. And the tail is just static there, but still pretty cool. There's a little spot there on one of the pockets that it was rubbing against the cardboard, unfortunately, but otherwise, looks really clean, well done, and I'm happy to have one of these. I think he only made like half a dozen of these for the entire world or something, so, you know, there may only be half a dozen people in the entire world who want such a thing. I don't know, but I'm glad I have one. All right, moving on. Whoops, forgot something. He also included some custom stickers that he made, which I thought was pretty cool. He's got Jabba himself, or Jibba Jabba if you prefer. He's got Leia, or I guess I should say Hannibal as Leia. That's slightly disturbing there. We've got C-3PO as Murdoch, I believe. And finally we have Salacious Crumb as Faceman, I assume. And you can see these are also, if we remove this bubble, all these are featured on the card art as well, so that's pretty cool. All right, moving on. So in a previous pickups video, I showed you how I got this armor from the Mandalorian. This is a sort of a vintage Kenner style figure with the 5 points of articulation, and this is made by the creator Has No Talent. You can see his stuff on Instagram, and I was quite lucky, in fact, to win a giveaway that he was doing. He had a thing on Instagram where he just said, you know, if you ever bought anything from me, post claim in the comments, and the first, I think, 5 people who do that will get something, will get a free figure from me. And I was like, wow, you know, sign me up. Now, the chances of actually winning something like that are not that great. You have to be right there immediately when he posts something like that and be in the first 5, which is not easy, but I managed. I just happened to be holding my phone at that second, so I managed to get it. And this is what he sent me. This is the Lady Mando figure that he made. It's a female version of the Mandalorian, kind of inspired by the female version of Boba Fett. That it exists, I guess, as a cosplayer separately, but he's also made a figure of the Lady Fett as well. But anyway, this one is the Mandalorian version of that. I think it's pretty cool. Probably wouldn't have bought this one myself, but I'm glad to have it. It's really cool. It came in a unlike this one, which came in kind of a Japanese-inspired cardboard box. This one came in a plastic baggie with a cardboard topper, which I'll show you right here. I'm not sure what I did with it. It's around here somewhere, but still very cool. And I was happy to win that for sure. This guy Has No Talent has been doing a lot of very interesting stuff. I'd recommend you, if you're at all interested in this kind of sort of custom Star Wars toy, to follow him on Instagram, even if you don't want to buy anything. He is apparently planning to make his own version of the Houndstooth, which is the Mandalorian's ship. That's going to be comparable in size, it sounds like, to what Hasbro is doing for their, you know, crowd-funded campaign, their HasLab campaign for that ship. So it's very impressive. It's very impressive to me that one person, basically, nowadays, can create something like this from scratch, and much less something like a giant ship. It's very impressive indeed. Anyway, I just thought I would show you that. Well, that's about it for today's short video. I just wanted to share a few things that I've been excited to get in the recent past. And, if you ever see anything that you think might interest me along these lines or whatever, feel free to drop me a line on Twitter or Instagram or email or anything like that, or even here on YouTube if you like. I always appreciate that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again very soon.